If you are a professor who sews, you probably have a bunch of this similar stuff stashed somewhere in your house. Um, I have bags with patterns and fabric, things that I have no idea what I even started, what I was thinking. Um, the blue I remember. The blue I absolutely remember. This is a, if I can open it, obviously not that piece. So you can see what this looks like. This is supposed to be a wrap skirt. Um, what is this? I have no idea. It's a chunk of cat hair on it. And these clearly need to be ironed. So instead of a um instead of a coffee chat that like I've been doing, I thought I'd have a little talk about reorganization, right? And let me put this up here. I have this on my camera tripod. I'm not trying to Blair Witch you guys. Um, anyway, so everybody's stressed, everybody's overwhelmed as educators, right? There's a lot of upheaval and uncertainty going on right now. And um, academia, especially higher ed, tends to freeze in place when there is a lot of uncertainty. They just, their default is to react in fear. I'm sorry, I have a dust allergy, and oh my gosh, this stuff was covered in so much dust. Um, I want to posit an idea to you guys. If you are feeling overwhelmed, rather than throw your hands up over the mess and throw the baby out with the bathwater, actually take a little bit of time and sit down, get your iron out on low setting, straighten out the pieces, figure out where they go. Um, what envelope do they go in? Why isn't this in an envelope? And it's difficult to track things when we're uh, feel bombarded. I got diagnosed with anxiety back in September, October, and I have some other coffee chats where I talk about how I'm addressing that. I am not using prescription medication for it because the way I am most impacted is with my tracking ability. And I could not remember to take that medicine. You have to increase the dosage, and it only works for 6 months. And then you have to decrease it and go on to something else that gets increased as you're decreasing the first one. Can't do it. I have trouble just remembering to take my multivitamin every day. So I would challenge you guys to take something like this that is in your house, like this giant mess, um, and like what what on earth was this? What is this? Why is this fabric wrapped around it? I don't even know what kind of fabric this is. It might be a cotton. I usually use this for quilting. I don't know why it would be wrapped around pattern pieces. I don't know what these pattern pieces go to. Um, Luckily, here is some interfacing. Yay, more interfacing. You always seem to run short with that, right? No idea. This is a coat pattern. This should be in a different envelope. Do these pieces go with the pattern? I have no idea. But I am going to sit down this afternoon and I am going to sort this out. And the reason that this is important is because number one, it decreases the amount of stuff. It decreases the amount of stuff that is covered in dust, and it gives that dopamine kick from having something accomplished. We need to be more intentional as educators. We need to model that to our students. Yes, we are completely overwhelmed with work as professors in higher ed. You do not get paid for the amount of work you have to put into a class. It's a lot of students don't realize, and I didn't until I started teaching in higher ed, it's the same time commitment. So for every credit hour that you see on your transcript as a student, that's 2 to 3 hours minimum per week that you're having to put into that course outside of class time. It is the same for us professors. When we come in and teach a class, we only get paid for that class time, but there are 2 to 3 hours that go into every week that are not paid, because if we don't do that, you're going to get a really poor educational experience. That may answer a lot of questions for some students, right? But we need to model to our students. We don't want to be one of those people that says, do as I say, don't do as I do. And I am going to start on this today, hopefully get this particular pile sorted out. There's no way I can go through all of my stuff that has anything to do with sewing in one afternoon. I started this project in, I want to say 2017, this one. I need to figure out what's going on with this. Should I take the time to finish it? I think I should. I might donate it. I might gift it. That's good energy to send out into the universe, to donate something like that is well constructed, right? There are churches that have clothing banks. There are people who can't afford to even go shop at Goodwill. People have ethical problems with some of their local Goodwills, right? But we need to be more intentional and think about the clothing that we're wearing, not just where our food is sourced from. That is good energy to do that our students are going to pick up on in the classroom. Our settled or unsettled state of mind absolutely reverberates out from us in the classroom. And it does that even when we only teach on Zoom, right? So that is all of my non-coffee chat for today. And I am going to go sort these out and see what the heck is going on here. What is this stuff? Here's another piece. Where does this go? I'm going to figure this out because I would like to start making my own clothes again. I would like to be that intentional to not depend on the fashion industry so much. There are some things, like I'm repping my hockey team here. There's some things I'm never going to be able to make, right? But there's a lot of things that I could that aren't going to take a whole lot of time. if you're talking about like a simple A-line dress, you're looking at 2 pieces for the sleeves, the front, the back, 2 pieces for the skirt. If you want pockets, that's a couple more pieces, right? It's super easy to do that. And if you cut it out, something that simple, if you cut that out and sew that up, you can easily do that in like 2 to 3 hours, counting the cutting time, right? And then you've got like a $60 to $90 dress that you made yourself. I want to recommend, if you need to refresh your sewing skills, I want to recommend Evelyn Wood's channel to you. I've been sewing since I was 14, and there are things I have learned from Evelyn that I did not know. There are things that she has reminded me of. There's techniques that she has that are better than what I've been doing. I also saw an episode of Sewing with Nancy this morning that had a lot of things. I did not know that there were sewing attachments to do some of that stuff. So if I can find that episode online, I will link that one also. And yeah, that's my non-coffee coffee chat for this week. And I will update you guys on how it goes. So um, let's start sorting out the mess, and we need to do that before we have a clear plan forward. You know, if you don't know where you are with any project, it literally can't move forward. So I will see you guys next time.